There's so many interactions where I think if all I do in this moment with my child is to help them feel that they are safe with me and that they are loved by me, then that's it. If I can accomplish that, I'm not trying to teach them something. I'm not thinking about the next time this behavior happens in this moment.
Hi, I'm Josh Archambault, and this is my wife, Elizabeth, and we live in Quincy, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. So growing up, Elizabeth's mother was a foster care social worker, and there was some adoption in my extended family. So when we were dating, we actually had conversations about what would this look like in the future to grow our family. After walking out of a foster care information sessions, felt like God was calling us in this direction. So we decided just to take the next step forward. And we went in just to foster, and unfortunately our first placement, our son, was not able to reunify with his mom, but that did mean that we were able to for him to join our family through adoption. And now he is a 6-year-old little boy who's thriving.
I find that sometimes as a mom, I will talk too much. I will give them, as we learn in TBRI, this whole long lecture, and they're not hearing me. They're not able to hear me in that moment. That's not how their brain is able to receive information at that point in time. So to shorten these concepts, these TBRI moments into a few words that I can say to them, but I can also say to myself. So what we did as a family is on our fridge, we have a piece of paper, and it has 6 words on it. It says kind words, gentle hands, grateful hearts. And all of us, the parents have signed it, the kids have signed it, and it's just that reminder, those TBRI principles kind of wrapped up into 6 words to say, this is what we're aiming for. This is our home base as the parents and also as the kids. And honestly, it's more often for us as the parents. So those redos, that's what we find ourselves needing to do as the parents. Kind words, if we're as parents able to have a day of kind words and gentle hands and ultimately grateful hearts for these children in our home, that's how we kind of boil TBRI down in our family and how we apply the principles in real time.
And I would just say day to day, TBRI is aspirational for us, and I'll just speak for myself. It serves as a mirror for where we want to be and where we may be failing. And it's a source of accountability and transparency to say we want to parent this way, but have we lived up to that today? And unfortunately, many days I have not. But at the same time, it is that place to return to have the conversation once we get all the kids down for bed, to say, hey, just want to talk to you about this morning. How could we do that different next time?
I think we think that because we're quote unquote in charge of these children, we need to do it perfectly, or that there is no grace for the parents. Maybe you're watching the TBRI training and you're thinking, okay, I need to just give my kids a lot of grace. And because of that, I really can't screw this up because, they've already had it really hard. And so I need to not inflict any more trauma. And of course we don't want to do that. But human relationships, neither side is going to do it perfectly. Just because you're a grown-up doesn't mean that you're going to do things right all of the time. So to give yourself grace in those moments where something happened that you didn't want to happen. You didn't say it the way you wanted to say it. The best thing that can happen once that has happened, though, is the opportunity to redo it with your child.
Every single child, every single person has inherent worth. And so when we think about how we want to treat somebody who has inherent worth given by God, then there are certain aspirational things that we want to do. And I think so much of what TBRI lays out is moving in that direction that we want to. And it helps you in those hard moments when you're not quite sure what to say or what to do. And so for me, it has been given some meat on the bones, if you will, of what I say I want to do and how I live my life and how I want to parent.
Sometimes we can put too much on ourselves as being the parent, or ultimately the outcomes on us as the parent. But we're just part of this story. This is God's story, and it's God's story for this child. And these are the chapters that we're part of. Ultimately, the job God has given us is to be a part of that story for these chapters. And TBRI is what helps us to do that.